Guys, Double H back. Flash. It's been a long time since I've done a video review, but I thought, let me give this review. A video, an official thing for this review. That's what I said. And I said, let me just give this an official review. For Thor, as the title says above, Thor. Thor of War review, because, I was not going to watch this film. The first trailer was iffy, second trailer was crap. I'll say it, fact, was crap. And I was like, no, I'm not going to watch this film. But, it was two things that got me to the cinema. The first thing was an associate of mine is a big Thor fan, so I thought, okay, yeah, well, he's been a fan of Thor for a long time, and I would be interested to see it with him because of just how much he talks about Thor. And the second reason was curiosity, plain old curiosity. The whole Idris Elba casting, just how exactly they'll actually handle Thor, just exactly how crap it may be, just what is going to go down as well. I just said, okay, plain old curiosity. So yeah, that's what I did. And for Thor, coming out of it, the main thing I said, and I put it on my Facebook, was 3 minds. And see, these are the kind of things that actually gave me motivation to actually write my superhero screenplays, which you will be seeing very soon, yes, from Double H. 3 minds, three separate brains, 3 separate autonomous thinking minds that write and scribe came up with that story. Shortly, I sat down and I waited for the credits. I said, who wrote this thing? 3 people, 3 separate flesh and blood people with separate brains, separate craniums, separate nuclei wrote that story. Whereas a man from the road called Mario Puzo wrote Godfather and Godfather 2. One creature. So that's what it's amusing. Same thing, you look at Pulp Fiction, you look at Kill Bill, one creature, you look at Inglourious Bastard, one creature wrote that, but 3 creatures, this is what they could give you for Thor. Because for me, obviously I'll go deeper into the film, okay, chill, relax, relapse, but this story was filled with cliches, seen it before, poor character development, no substance to the characters. The story was as thin as a paper that's on a dietary plan, like it was thinner than a paper who's going on a diet, and anorexic paper, which is pretty thin, and so I was like, what the hell? But that being said, because the way I like to break things down, I look at good points, I look at bad points, and I always say that, say the good things. Actually, normally I like to say the good things afterwards, but you know what? I'm going to switch it up. Good things first. Good things first. Anthony Hopkins is an amazing actor. You see, for me, yes, Silence of the Lambs is a great film. Yes, Hannibal Lecter is a great character. But for me, I think I already knew bits about Anthony Hopkins before I actually saw him in other films before Silence of the Lambs, and so I don't really buy this whole, he's Hannibal Lecter. So anytime you see me, just think of Hannibal Lecter. Because watch Elephant Man. Watch Elephant Man. The guy was very good in that film. Was very good in that film. Watch Anthony Hopkins in pretty much any film. I watched him in the film that he did this year, 2011. The film sucked. It was an Exorcist film. The film sucked, but it was the best thing about that film. And in this film again, he was hands down the best thing about this film. And it just reminded me that, man, this guy, you can put Anthony Hopkins in hell, he'll still be the best thing about that film. And he will still show up. It's the same thing with Denzel Washington, same thing with John Malkovich. And these are guys where you can put them in any, same thing with Gary Oldman. Put them in any film, they'll shine. Same thing with Andrew Brown. put them in any film, they'll shine, you know. And yeah, I mean, like he's, you know, he brought all those old school English Shakespeare elements into it, which we've seen it all before, but he just does it so well. He does it so well, you know. And I think even I was watching his biography, and he's actually turned his back on theatre and all that Shakespeare stuff to focus on film. But you know, you can tell that the guy, he can easily return to the stage just like that, because the acting is within his heart, you know. And he was amazing. I mean, everything he had, amazing. I mean, I'll take from you your power, you know, amazing. The guy was amazing, you know. He was great. You see, the best thing about this film, because obviously I started off with Odin, aka Tony H. The best thing about this film was the acting. The best thing about this film was, I mean, the acting was good. And you know, you look at crap, ranty crap like Spider-Man. Yes, anybody who dares defend those Raimi films, I'll give you a slap. Those crap Spider-Man films, your Fantastic Fours, your Ghost Riders, all these other films, your Hulks. The acting is rubbish. There are hardly any scenes, and it's just, yeah, well, whatever, you know. In this, I told you this. I'll get to the negative points, but you know, it is rare in a comic book film to have where there is so much focus on acting. You know, where guys, you really feel like, yeah, guys really have scenes. There were really scenes in this film. There was really, you know, one-on-one. It's just a shame that the screenplay was not developed enough. But, you know, as a way for them as a screenplay was, you know, the credit has to go to the actors. You know, obviously Kenneth Branagh is the right guy, and obviously Kenneth Branagh himself for forging and getting the best out of, you know, newcomers like Hemsworth and Huddleston, you know, obviously as Thor and Loki, you know. So I mean, that was good, you know. And again, and this is a point that I haven't thought about before going in, you know. And it almost relates to this current Batman series, you know. It's like, when you think of Superman, what's the first thing you think? Oh, what's Superman's trademark? He flies. That's his trademark. Spider-Man, what is Spider-Man's trademark? He swings. As rubbish as those Spider-Man films were, he swung. He was swinging, and the swinging was a very big deal. You know, in Superman films, whenever he flies, like, wow, the guy, he flew. You know, his flying was a big deal. As man, they really made the guy fly. You know, and so then, but then you now see, and again, you see like in Thor, you really feel, yeah, this guy used his hammer. You know, the hammer, there was a big deal made about his hammer, about Mjolnir. You know, a big deal was made about his hammer, because, you know, that is what when you think of Thor, you just think him and that damn hammer. Every time you are reading that comic, especially the Marvel versus DC issues, man, you always like, and whenever Thor came, it was like, man, this guy's hammer is massive. Like, it's like, man, you see Thor and his hammer. You know, that's his Thor and his hammer. You know, they go hand in hand. It's like his wife, you know, or like his appendix, not his appendix, but it's like his heart. You know, his intestines. But then you look at Batman, it's like what's it? Batman's trademark is his badness, his cape. You know, his theatricality of, like, you know, I'm a bat, you know, like his cape. This is basically his cape. And I think watching the Batman DVD, like Frank Miller was saying that, you know, the reason why he loves Batman so much, or drawing Batman so much, is because of his cape. He loves drawing capes, but the Batman thing is his cape, is him being a bat, is him gliding, is him showing his cape at all. And, you know, obviously you saw bits of that in Begins, but then in TDK it was totally lost, you know. But the fact that even combining Begins and TDK, you don't really feel it. There's not a strong sense of Batman in it, you know. There's not a strong sense of Batman. The films, yes, they are. Begins is better than Thor. Okay, that goes without saying, you know. But in this, I think another very key point was that, you know, I thought that, yes, the Thor, everything revolved around Thor. The Thor character was strong. There was a strong thing of the Thor character, and there was a finale. You know, and you really felt like, yes, man, Thor is here. He is this character. He's the main man. He's the protagonist. You know, and that's just remembering, and almost it's like remembering that, you know, this is a comic book, and comic books are exciting. Yes, you can make them realistic